Alright, I'm on the Game Pulse Payoff Pitch demo, and looks like Lou Whitaker just hit a 3-run walk-off home run in the bottom of the ninth off Raleigh Eastwick on a wheelhouse home run, 15. It was 5-3, but they had two guys on with two outs, and Whitaker just won this game. So we'll just finish this game up. Detroit walks off Cincinnati 6-5. This was a game. Morgan hit two home runs. Uh, and the Reds had the lead, but they lost the game. There you go, Joe Morgan, 2 for 4 with two homers, four RBIs. It was first game was fun. Some little issues and occasional this or that. It looks like the game is playing some sort of hybrid between charts and facts. If you want to play all charts, I'm not sure if the game's really set up to do that yet. It doesn't look like it. Talking to Dana a little bit on Discord. But so it's playing a little bit of a hybrid. So occasionally there is some weird things that are going on, but overall that was a fun first game. And I'm just going to queue up another game real quick right now. I'm just playing around with it right now, so not doing anything serious. Let's play the 69 Mets against the 75 Reds. I like playing the. I'm going to use the DH. And we'll just generate a lineup. Right now I don't really care that much about what's going on. I just want to get in and play some games. So it doesn't really matter. So we're just going to jump in and play a little bit. Let's see if I want to just... Right now I have it on manual steal, manual sack bunt. I would not ever use auto sack bunt. I don't want to checking for sack bunts all the time. I could understand auto steal, but I'm going to leave it on manual steal for now. I don't really want to do all those checks. I'm going to use charts if we do a sack bunt. I don't think there's really anything else right now I'm going to worry about changing. Maybe just right now I have it on auto dice roll. We might change that up 2 or 3 times in the game just to see some different things. And I'm rolling in place because personally I don't like all the dice movement. I don't need it. There is going to be right now the game is completely silent, but Dana said that he is going to get dice roll sounds into the game. I think that'll be nice to just break up all the silence right now. It'll be nice just to get the dice rolls. Like even if you use ball roller, you have the option of getting the dice sounds, so that'll be nice to add. So let's see what happens. Right now we got Tommy Agee leading off against Jack Billingham, and let's just roll an inning or two, and then maybe we'll change up some of the options. But personally, I'd rather play all charts, but right now, according to Dana, it's playing a hybrid. It depends on certain situations. It's using either charts or facts. You can play all facts if you want, but you can't. It doesn't look like you can do all charts. So we got a tough on Billingham, 9, and we got a 17, and Tommy Agee strikes out, and we're on the way here. 1 out, nobody on. This is a little bit of a delay too. I have it on 1, or I have it on the lowest one. I feel like that should be. It would be nice if that just popped up instantly and didn't give you that 1 second count, but maybe they'll be able to kind of streamline that and make it be a little faster down the road. We got Cleon Jones coming up, and we got a 9 tough, and a 56 is too much for tough, so it goes to ground ball to third, 2 out. 2 out, nobody on here in the top of the first. Going to be Ken Boswell coming up. Obviously, you can see the cards if you want, which is very cool. Just put yourself over anything you want. Billingham is a fatigue 7, and 32 starts. Gave up 22 homers, but he had a 15-10 record, kind of a high ERA of 4.11, especially in a National League with the pitcher hitting. And you can look at Boswell's stats too, although you might need very good eyesight right now to see that card. All right, so let's go. Roll here. We got a 5 is ballpark. So let's see, Riverfront for a lefty, 1-50 is wheelhouse. 72 is in play though, and then right away. It'd be nice maybe if they let. I know on the other one you could probably just roll it if you're using the different dice setups, but they go right to the second roll. Maybe a little bit of a delay or something for drama, especially on home runs and wheelhouse. But here we get the 93, and that's just a fly to right. So we go bottom 1, and we're scoreless here. And have Morgan, Rose, and Foster up. Morgan hit 2 home runs in my first game, including a 3-run shot that gave the Reds the lead, but they lost it there in the bottom of the ninth to Whitaker's 3-run homer. We got Don Cardwell on the mound for The Mets 8-10 with a 3.01 ERA. So the Mets had really good pitching in '69. One of the reasons why they won. And a 10 is defense. Now the defense checks, apparently, according to Dana, they're going to use a fact to find out who it's going to, but then I have it set to where we will get a roll on the ballpark card. So apparently the fact is determining that it's a shortstop here error, and then we're getting the 26 dice roll, which is an error, and it's a one base error. So again, that's kind of a mixed bag. I personally would like the option to do all charts, so where I could roll on the chart, then roll on the ballpark card, and then to have the D6 roll determine what it is on the chart. But that I don't believe is in the game right now. So we got a runner on first here, nobody out for Pete Rose. And you know what I did when I set this game up? I forgot to switch it. See, because I'm new to this, I forgot to switch it. I don't know if I can get back to it now. I think I have it both on AI managers. Not sure. I don't know now if there's a way, maybe through the team. Is there a way to check that? AI manager, there we go. Balance. Is there a way to put it on human? Just check off AI manager, I guess, right? So that should do it. In the first game I was managing Cincinnati. This time I forgot to set it up. But I think now I have it set to manage Cincinnati. Not positive though. Runner on first. Normal defense. And Pete Rose is up. We'll just let him hit here. And a 7 is in play, right-handed. We're down here, but 72 is too big, and it's grounded to short. So now they're going to do the double play check. And it looks like it was a double play. Let's go into play results. Yep, it was a double play. So now let's go into play results. And you'll see that it was a 7 on the ground ball double play, and he was a 7 on the lower double play rating, so it was a double play. So you can see that in play results. If you're in if you're in the dice roll option where you roll for all that stuff, I guess you could see it better. But I'd like to maybe have a little bit more transparency on that somehow in this option, in this mode, when I'm just rolling the dice this way. But it all happens under the hood. Here's a 10 defense. So again, we're going to get a fact determining an error third base, but then we get the dice roll. 85 is out, and it's ground ball plus advance. So it doesn't matter because nobody's on base. So that's the third out. And we're going to go to the top of the second inning. And I'm sorry, I'm also on the Discord right now, and Dana just sent me a message because I had text something, so I was just reading it. Ed, because I caught a small bug in the demo, and he said he's working on it. So cool. So Ed Cranepool is going to be up here, and that's that's the whole point of playing this demo, is to try and knock stuff out. So here's Patience 7, and we get a 98, and that's way too much, so it's a fly to right, one out. Slightly distracted here on Discord and this because we're trying to work out bugs and stuff. So thanks if you're a little patient here if I get a little distracted. We got Jerry Grody up. Again, the games themselves right now don't really mean anything. It's really just about testing it out and seeing what it can do. We got a ballpark here. Right-handed is 1/69 for a wheelhouse, and it is a wheelhouse, but unfortunately 94 is still too big, and it's a fly to left, 2 out. But overall, great game. Going to be a lot of fun to play this. I can't wait to get my seasons when the full game comes out. Right now I'm planning on 3 seasons. I think you get 2 if you order through Sideline Strategies, plus I'm going to buy at least 1 or 2 as well to support the game. So I should have 3 or 4 seasons up. Right now I'm leaning towards 76, 87, and 2025. But I'm still looking and deciding. So if you want to leave in the comments in your preferred seasons, you can do that. We got Garrett up here with 2 out, nobody on. But overall, great game, and it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Tough here, and 14 is going to be a strikeout. So Garrett goes down on strikes, and we are going to go to the next inning. Middle of the second, we got Bench, Perez, and Griffey. Bench leading it off. And again, like I say, you could hover over cards if you want to see the cards, which is cool. And they got all the ratings. So overall, I mean, everything is really cool. Making changes, like if you have to change pitcher, pinch hitting, all that, very easy. It's even, you can sort it. So like that, like a lot of what I'm seeing. So we just got to knock out the remaining bugs, and we'll be in good shape. And maybe, hopefully at some point, do some sort of chart-only deal where maybe we could even see the relevant part of the chart or something like that. But that's all down the road. 6 tough and 55 is a strikeout on bench. So his strikeouts go pretty high. And that's 1 out. I will be looking forward to dice roll sounds. It doesn't seem like much, but this is a completely silent experience. So I kind of like a little bit of sound. I also would like that in Baseball Max to get some sound into the game. Just the dice rolls alone would be nice. And, crack a bat, a crowd cheer, and organs. Just a little bit of sound to kind of bring the game to life, get you in the ballpark. So hopefully we can do something like that as we go along. Dana already said he's going to put dice sounds in for the full release. So here we go. Ballpark again. Righty 1-69, and Perez has power. 38 and home run. There's an 8, and Tony Perez goes yard. So Tony Perez with a home run. Again, that was fun. I think it would be even more fun if there was maybe a slight delay on the second roll. It comes up right away. Boom. And I don't know, maybe not, but I think maybe just a little bit of a delay once you know it's wheelhouse. Even in this mode where you're getting the dice rolls done like this, they could just put a slight delay before you get that home run. It would be like a little bit more exciting. But it was pretty cool anyway, and we are now 1-0 Cincinnati, bottom 2, and that'll bring up Griffey, Ken Griffey Sr. I used to like watching him hit when I was a kid. And we got Patient. It's usually good for the batter, and a 49 is. Griffey walks, so he's on. Now, steals, I have it on manual steals, and it's a very quick experience. Again, I don't think it's using the jump chart, so I like using the jump chart when I play. So, sorry, I was just reading one of Dana's Discord post. So yeah, so you'll see now. I'm gonna just steal here just to see, and boom, and then he's out. And it says caught stealing, attempt, and then of course you can go into play results and get the whole 9 yards. Stolen base, Griffey steal C arm 2. The D100 was 17, and he was caught stealing. So runner result caught stealing again though. Think it's just automatically he's stealing. I don't think there's a jump chart enabled. I'd like to see the jump chart, which I like to use myself. I'd like to see that in the game at some point. But anyway, 2 out, nobody on, and Geronimo is tough and 60, and that's a base hit, 57-63. So a small window, but a base hit for Geronimo, and he's on with 2 outs. Now Geronimo, yeah, the other thing here, you don't get the card here. It would be nice if you get the card right here, but you can just go here and get the card. And he did steal some bases in 75. He's a 3B. Rettman's up. He's the number 8 hitter. 2 out. I'm going to just let him hit here. Steal there would have been fine, though. Tough. And 74 is too much and a ground to second, so that's going to end the inning. We're going to go to the top of the third. Got a good start to this one. 1-0 on the Perez home run. And Buddy Harrelson will lead it off for the Mets. And in play for Buddy Harrelson versus a righty, he's looking for something 31 or less. But he gets it with a 24 and a base hit for Buddy Harrelson. He's on first, nobody out. Let's see what happens here. Ron Swoboda, you see down here, you get the lineup, which is nice. They're on their number 8 hitter. Then they got Weiss. I'm using the DH. Sorry, traditionalist, but I'd rather get the extra hitter in the game. Plus, right now, I just want to play, so I don't have to worry too much about extra managing. 11 is again in play, and he goes up to 30. 31, he just missed it. That's a pop up to second. 1 out. But again, it's going to be a lot of fun once we get actual seasons going. And I'll try and create something with these teams. I'll do a schedule and all that. You can do it like a 30-game schedule with these 6 teams. So we can still create some stuff and have some fun. Al Weiss is up with 1 out. Normal defense. If I want, I'd soon change. How do you change it? You don't just change it here? I don't know how, because I'm supposed to be managing. Maybe it didn't switch over when I tried to get the AI manager off. I don't know. We'll worry about that later. It's not that big a deal. I forgot to put it on human when I created the game. We got tough here. Not a big deal. Like I said, we're just trying to play and have some fun. 83 is too big. Grounded to second. I'll try and remember that the next time I set up a game to make sure I put human and computer on the teams. Tommy Agee up with 2 out, runner on first. And we got a 7, which is Patient. Patient for Agee, right-handed, goes up to 54. And an 11 is a walk, so they keep the inning going. First and second, 2 out. And that'll bring up Cleon Jones. Billingham in a little bit of trouble here, trying to protect a 1-0 lead. And we got a patient again. Good for Cleon Jones. He goes all the way up to 67, and a 16 is a walk. So the bases are loaded for the Mets now. Here in the top of the third, and Boswell with a chance to do something good for the Mets. Let's see what happens. And we get a 4 and an in play. In play goes up to 32. 21 is a base hit for Boswell, and I believe they're using the fax for advance, but I'm not sure. And then there's the 2-out rule, and they're going to score 2 runs here. Yeah, here we go. Cleon Jones took an extra base speed with 2 outs, so they do tell you that, which is cool, and they score 2 and take the lead. 2-1 Mets, first and third, 2 out for Cranepool. Cranepool trying to add on to the Mets' lead. It's going to be in play. Only goes up to 26, and a 66 is too much, and a ground to short. So we're going to go to the bottom of the third with the 69 Mets taking the lead over the 75 Reds. If I was betting this game on DraftKings, I would have to take the 75 Reds, but the Amazons are proving me wrong. Concepcion will lead it off. And we got a ballpark. Ballpark right-handed is going to be 1-69 for the wheelhouse. It is a wheelhouse and a single. Obviously, Concepcion not huge power, but he gets the base hit. Again, you see how fast that is, so you don't even really get a chance to kind of get the drama of the wheelhouse roll, which you would get when you were playing cards and dice. So in this mode, maybe just a little delay. In the other mode, I think you probably roll for it, so it would be a different situation. So runner on first, nobody out. Joe Morgan. I'm going to let Morgan hit here. And a 10 is defense, so we're going to get a error second baseman, and he's out. And there's a ground ball plus advance. Now here, this happened to me before, and I was talking to Dane about it. This is where he's going to check on it, as it's ground ball plus advance, but then the game is also going to do a DP roll, which it shouldn't do here. It should just advance the runner, but I think it's going to do it again and do a DP roll. Yeah, and it did. So instead of taking the ground ball plus advance, which it's supposed to do, it actually, and you'll see in the play results, that it actually ignores the ground ball plus advance fact result, and it does a DP roll. And in this case, it was a force out. So Dana's going to look at that. Right now, the defense, according to Dana, is set for all facts. So the play should have ended with ground ball plus advance with a runner on second, but it also did a DP roll. So he's going to look at that. So we got a runner on first, 1 out for Pete Rose, and let's just have some fun. Let's do a hit and run. And there are some hit and run. This does come off the charts, so there are some results that change. Like patient is a foul ball on the hit and run chart, I believe. So I think it's going to end up being an in play. And in this case, it doesn't matter because it was a pop up to short. But yeah, because you see a 41 on patient for Pete Rose would have been in his patient. But when you're on the hit and run chart in payoff pitch, a patient result is a foul ball, and then the next roll is actually on in play. So it would have actually been in the in play section, and it was a 41. So you see, it just missed his in play and was a pop to short. So again, if you don't play cards and dice and you don't know the charts, you're not gonna know that, and you're gonna be like, why wasn't a patient 41, or whatever? And why was it a 41 and not a 93 and all that stuff? But that's because patient is automatically a foul ball on the hit and run. So again, I think maybe there needs to be a little bit more transparency on hit and run, so that people who don't play the card game or don't know the charts would know that. So runner on first, 2 out for George Foster. We'll let him hit. And 8, it's going to be patient. And 64 is too much for his patient, and that's going to be a ground to the third. So we're going to go to the top of the 4th inning. And here we go. Jerry Grody is going to lead it off. Just reading a little bit of the Discord while I'm doing this. And 5 is going to be ballpark again. Jerry Grody right-handed, 1-69. And he gets it, but unfortunately for Grody, the 66 is too big, and it's a ground to the second, 1 out. And here we go with Wayne Garrett. Oh, and also something else like it. Here's an in play, and in play for Garrett against the right. He goes to 27, and a 51 is a ground to the third, 2 out. Nobody on, and a cool feature too. Also, if you hover over in the bottom of that where it says game at bat, you see his first at bat was an in play result. They even give you the dice roll, and he had a base hit. So it's cool that you can see that on the bottom what he's done in the game, and as well as obviously seeing all his ratings and all that. But that's cool. So. You see Buddy Harrelson is 1 for 1 with that base hit. 2 out, nobody on here. And he's just going to be swinging. And that's tough. And 63 is a fly to left. So that's going to be that. We're going to go to the middle fourth. This is cool that this comes up. Middle of the fourth inning, 2-1. Mets holding on to that lead behind Cardwell. We got Bench, Perez who hit the home run, and Griffey. They also give you the 0 for 1, 1 for 1, whatever here, but you can get the more specific stuff like Bench was out on a tough and he struck out. So that's really cool that you could see that. And here we go. This is my preferred way of playing. Dice not moving around and separated for a little drama. Tough. I know a lot of you like to play in other screens, but this is probably the one I'm going to play in mostly. There's a strikeout. I prefer to get some chart action as well as opposed to all facts. So we'll see how the game evolves as we go along. Here's Tony Perez. 9 is in play. Perez is looking for a 40. Gets a 34 and a base hit. Base hit for Perez. He's 2 for 2. Home run and a single. And with 1 out, it'll be Ken Griffey Jr. Ken Griffey Sr., sorry. I've been playing a lot of junior games on another game. In play. And that's too much. That's a ground to short. Now we have a runner on first. So now we should be getting a double play roll with 1 out. And we can see what happened in the play results. And they do the double play roll here. And it's a 7. But we were using a 5. Was the lower DP rating. And it's not a double play. It's just a force out. So if you see, if we look on Griffey Sr.'s card, his DP was a 5. Yeah, his DP was a 5. Cardwell's DP is an 8. So we were using Griffey Sr.'s 5 DP number. So there's 2 out now and Griffey on first. And let's just try and steal for fun. And looks like he did steal. Looks like stolen base plus a possible error, but I guess there was no error. We got a stolen base. Griffey was a C2 and it was a 4. So it was a stolen base. Safe. And then they checked for the throwing error, but looks like there was no throwing. It was just late but safe. So that all happened kind of under the hood. Again, maybe a little bit more transparency on some of these plays so we know a little bit more of what's going on. But we got a runner on second, 2 out, tying run. Geronimo with a chance to tie this game up. And we got a 6 tough. And an 89, too much, grounded to second. We go to the 5th, 2-1 Mets. So my first game was really good, 6-5 with a walk-off homer, and this one's been good so far. We got Swoboda, Weiss, and top of the order, Agee. Someone texting me constantly here on the phone. Ron Swoboda leading it off. And we got a 4 in play, and a 50 is too big, so it's just a grounded to third, 1 out. But yeah, it's going to be cool. I don't really use board companions, but I do have like 6 seasons or more of Payoff Pitch, so I might eventually fool around with board companion with one of my seasons. I know you could use other games as well, but I might use it mostly for Payoff Pitch seasons that I have in PDF. Here's White. So I'm going to try and get seasons on the PC game that I don't have in PDF. Here's Wheelhouse right off that. So you see here you get a little drama because you haven't rolled yet. You don't get that drama on Ballpark. But Weiss is not a big power hitter, but he is 1-9 for a home run. And a 25 is a base hit for Weiss. So he is on first with 1 out. And Tommy Agee will be up. And we got a 9 tough. And a 65 is a base hit. So runner advance is just a second. Play result, did they show that? Fat card drawn single base advance was just 1 base. So it shows you here on the advancement if you're not sure. First and second, 1 out for Cleon Jones. And here we go. And we got a tough and a 49. And that's a base hit. That's base hit. Now, if this is the FAC, it'll be 2 bases. So let's see if that was the FAC they're using. It is. And the run scores. It's 3-1 Mets. And because I didn't set it up properly, I don't even know who I'm managing or if I'm managing either side. We'll see what happens as far as pitcher changes and stuff like that. First and third, 1 out for Boswell. Just a little demo hiccup because I didn't set up the game properly at the front end. Here's a tough and a 60 is too much. There's a fly to the left, but I guess now I don't remember. There's all kinds of rules on these. On tough, I think you lose 2 on your speed to try and tag up. So he still tags up. We're going to look at that on the play result as he's able to come in. Oh, no, this is the 3rd out. Oh, I don't have to worry about it. See, I'm not even paying attention. I'm distracted between Discord. That was the 3rd out of the inning, so we don't got to worry about it. That's too bad. I actually wanted to see how it handled that. 3-1 bottom 5, and here's Rettenmund. Distracted here, just 1 second looking at Discord. All right, here we go. We got a Rettenmund at bat here. 8 is patient, and 58 is a ground at a third. 1 out. I want to get one of those where we get some fly ball movement and stuff so that we can look on the play results and see how it handles it. Here's Concepcion. And we got a ballpark again. 69 is going to be... Oh, and look at this. Concepcion, who is not a big home run guy. He hit 5, and he gets one here. Again, there would have been a little bit more dramatic if we had some time to think about that. Here's a 1-9, and he gets an 8 for a home run. So the Reds get to 3-2 with that solo home run by the unlikely Concepcion. And we're going to have Morgan now with 1 out. 6 tough, and that's a strikeout, 15. So that's why I see there's a little delay. We need to get rid of that, I think. I think that needs to be more automatic. I think they can make that a little snappier. Even the 1 second seems a little long, or at least don't give us the count, and I don't know, find a way to do that a little smoother. Here's Pete Rose. 7 is in play, looking for something in a 40 or less, and there it is, base hit, 35. Rose not a big runner, so we're going to let Foster try and hit a 2-run homer here with 2 out. And in play is not going to happen here, but it is going to be a base hit on a 14. And if this is the single advance 1 base, but then there's also 2 out rules that could come into play. And there we go. Is that a 2 out rule? Yep, there's an extra base on the 2 out rule. So first and third, 2 out for Bench. And all right, then we'll let Bench hit a 3-run homer. Here we go. And 11 is Wheelhouse. Look at this. So we get Wheelhouse for Bench. See, this is the drama I want on the home runs. I don't want it to happen so quickly off the ballpark. Right-handed left. We need 1-55 for a 3-run homer for Johnny Bench. Oh, and an 80 is too much. He doesn't even get a hit. Fly to center. He just missed it. So that's that. We go to the... we got Bench sends a fly ball to center. AG makes the catch. See, there's like a delay on this. So here we go. 3-2 as we go to the 6th. And Billingham will face Cranepool. And a 7 is going to be patient. And he goes up to 46 against the righty. 53 is too much. Grounded a third. 1 out. Good ball game. If it wasn't such a distraction with just the demo release and looking for all these other things going on, this would be a very solid game. We got Jerry Grody. And we got a tough. And a 46 is a double. Look at this. The 1 number is a double and he gets it. Jerry Grody with the 46 and the double. So the amazing, showing why they are amazing. Runner on second, 1 out for Garrett. And we got an in play. In play goes to 27. And a 6 is a base hit for Garrett. And looks like 2 bases on the advance, even with 1 out. So it is 4-2 Mets. Runner on first, 1 out for Harrelson. And we got a tough here. And an 80 is a fly to center. So that's the 2nd out. And again, just that delay. I feel like that's got to be snappier. So here's Swoboda. 5 is Ballpark. Ballpark right-handed, 1-69. 72, that's in play. And a grounded a 2nd on the 71. So Mets get a big run, though. That 46 from Jerry Grody, which was the only double number there. And he just missed the strikeout, which was 1-45. So it's 4-2, bottom 6. And Tony Perez will lead off. And there's an in play. And a 37 is a base hit. Perez is 3 for 3. Tony Perez having a game. Runner on first. Nobody out. Ken Griffey is the batter. And there's a tough for senior and a 99. That's a fly to right. 1 out. Runner on first holds on fly balls in this game. And in most games. But actually, I'll play in Ballpark, and there are some small opportunities for a runner on first to tag. Here's Geronimo. Runner on first. 1 out. And I guess we'll just swing. 6 is tough. And 53 is a strikeout. So 2 out, runner on first. Reds down 2. And we got Merv Rettenmund coming up. Against Don Cardwell. Bottom of the 6th. Let's just, that way we could see how changes work. See, this is pretty cool. You got the bench all positions, but then you can do whatever you want to do. Like if you're making pitcher changes, you can go just relief pitchers. If you want to get rid of pitchers, where in a situation like this, I'm just looking for a pitch hitter, so you can get it down to the bench. And we're going to use Dan Dreesen here. And you simply just hover right over, and boom, that's how easy a change is. And we're going to get Dan Dreesen up with a runner on first and 2 out. And we get a 6, which is tough, and a 98, which is a fly to right, and that's that. So we're going to go to the 7th inning, and I think it's going to bring me to the screen first. Yeah, because I made a change. So he was DHing, right? I think he was DHing, so we can just put him in at DH, right? Because we got all the other positions covered. Looks like it. All right, so we go top 7. Like I say, I don't know if I'm even who I'm managing, but let's see if we can make a pitching change. Let's just go relief pitch. Oh, I just hit starting pitchers. My bad. Relief pitchers, and like I said, I wasn't even paying attention. I'm just doing this just to show changes. We'll put Pedro Borbon in the game. Gonna let me do it? Yeah. Okay. So Pedro Borbon. That's how simple it is to do that. Pedro Borbon is now in the game. And 7 is in play, and a base hit on an in-play 18. So Weiss is on, and that'll bring up Tommy Agee. And we got a defense check, so it's going to be right field, and it's out on a deep fly. Runner on first will hold, I believe, so 1 out. Even on the defense stuff, so Cleon Jones will bat. And a 9 is in play up to 38, but a 40 just misses it, and it's a pop to second and 2 out. That's trying to get some insurance here. And it's going to be Ken Boswell. And a 6 is tough, and a 66 is too big. It's grounded to short. So we go to the bottom of the 7th inning stretch time here in Cincinnati. Fans getting a little antsy as the Reds are down by 2 after losing 6-5 in my first game on a walk-off in Detroit. They're now losing at home to the 69 Mets. If this was a season, we wouldn't be too happy, but these are just exhibition games. Concepcion will bat. He hit the home run last time up. And there's an in-play up to 39, and a 26 is a base hit for Concepcion. He's on, and he's 3 for 3, and then you can hover over, and you see his first was a ballpark single, then he had a ballpark homer, and now an in-play single. So that's very cool that you could see that. Again, I don't know if the AI is managing this. We could see if they let us make change. Runner on first, top of the order. They got lefty switch, righty righty. I don't know if they're managing this or if I'm supposed to be managing them because I don't remember how I set it up. Alright, I'm not sure. Yeah, AI manager is off. So let's just turn the AI manager on for them so they can make the choices. And we're going to let Joe Morgan swing. And 10 is defense again. We got range third base and a base hit and a single. So there we go. First and third. And here come the Reds. Big Red Machine. Got Pete Rose up first and third. Nobody out. And he's swinging. And a 3 is ballpark. So Pete Rose is batting lefty. Switch hitter batting lefty. 1 to 50 for Wheelhouse. But 97 was in play. But 20 is a base hit. So look at that. He missed the Wheelhouse, but on the in play, he still gets a single. And that is going to score the 3rd run. And the runners are still on the corners. So now it's 4-3 here. And it's first and third. Nobody out for George Foster. And there's a Wheelhouse for Foster. Right-handed. 1 to 50. 56. He misses the homer, but he gets a double. And here the Big Red Machine is coming on strong here. Runner stops at third, it looks like. AI manager brings the infield in. We have a tie game. Second and third, nobody out for Johnny Bench. I would maybe just walk Bench and set up the force plays, but they're going to pitch to him. There's a Wheelhouse. Cardwell in trouble. 1 to 55. And a 90. Can't get it. Grounded a short with the infield in. But the runner still scored. Interesting. So he's going to still bring the infield. Interesting that the runner still scored there. We can go into play results. And it was Wheelhouse grounded a short. Ground out 2D6. Infield in. Play at home. 2d6, and the infield in chart, runner out. Oh, the runner was out at home. I'm sorry. It looked like he scored. He was out at home. So again, there, I didn't really even notice the difference between safe or out, but he was out at home. So you got to go into play results to kind of follow what's happening. Then you got AI decisions, which he brought the infield in again. So there is a play at home on the infield in chart, and he's out at home, so they don't score. So it's first and third, 4-4, and there's now one out for Perez. So I'm kind of learning my way around how they show things on here. He's swinging. And there's an 11 and another wheelhouse, 1-46. And this time, finally, Perez with his second home run of the game. A 3-run shot, and the Reds take the lead, 7-4. So infield in's not going to matter there as Perez gets his second home run. And now they finally change pitchers. You hover over Perez, he had a ballpark homer, an in-play single, and then a wheelhouse homer. So he is having a day, and it's 7-4 Reds, and Taylor is now in to face Griffey. And there's a tough and a 48, and that's a base hit. So a lot of offense in this game. We'll just let Geronimo hit now with the big lead. Tough, and struck him out. So there we go. That is an out. And Dreesen will bat here. And we got an in play, 94, fly to right, and that's that. But big inning for the Reds. Take a 7-4 lead over the Amazons. And Shamsky to pinch hit for Cranepool. Let's, what are we in, the 8th inning? Let's go to Will McEnany, lefty. Put him in, and he'll face Shamsky. And we got a tough, and a 60 is a ground to the third, one out. So you think here, just a little exhibition game where I'm playing around, and we got some really good games. So just imagine once we get seasons going. Don Clendenin will bat. Clendenin tough on a 5 and a 76, a 40 on a 1-76 is a strikeout. So that's 2 out. And now Wayne Garrett, let's see, he's going to bat. And we got a patient lefty, goes to 62, but an 83 is a grounder to second. So the Reds are in control now. Bottom 8, 7-4 lead. And we're going to have Concepcion, Morgan, and Rose. And here we go. But overall, the demo's playing well. Very few big, hiccups. Here we got ballpark, and of course I just jinxed it, so something will happen. But we got ballpark, 1-69, and a 14 is a base hit for Concepcion. Oh, he flirted with his second home run if he could have got a 1-9. But he gets a base hit. And that'll bring up Joe Morgan, already with a 3-run lead, just swinging. In play, right-handed, 50 too much. There's a G1. So now we get the double play roll. And again, this just happens kind of behind the scenes. So here we go. We got a 4 for a, we had a double play roll was 6. We were using 4, which is probably Morgan's double play number. So it was just a force out. And we can go here. And we see Morgan's DP number is a 4. Ron Taylor's is a, where's the DP number? 7. So use the lower of the two numbers on DPs. Pete Rose will bat. 3 is a tough. And 16 is a strikeout. So 2 out. That was 2 out or 3 out? 2 out for Forster. Runner on first. He's just swinging. And tough. And 13 is a strikeout. So Taylor finishes strong. We're going to go to the 9th. Cincinnati leads at 7-4. We'll let McEnany face J.C. Martin. Lefty. 8 is patient, though. 82 is too big. Grounded to second. 1 out. So everything going wrong for the Mets now. Now with Swoboda coming up, we'll go to Raleigh Eastwick. Changes are so simple, so that's nice. And here's Swoboda. And there's a tough, and the strikeout, 1 out. And here goes Ed Charles. 8 is tough, and 19 is a strikeout. And that's the ball game. So there you go. There's a quick little demo game of Payoff pitch on Game Pulse. We could go into the box score real quick. And the box score looks nice. And Cardwell, 13 hits in 6 1/3 innings, 7 runs. That might have been partly my fault because I didn't turn the AI manager on till late. Sorry, Don Cardwell. But again, we're just playing around with the demo, so it doesn't matter. You go to end game, and then you come right back to this screen. I'm going to load it up and play another one later, but I'll stop this video here and then just do another video with 2 more teams and have some fun. Maybe I'll play 33 and 48, play some of the old-time teams. All right, thanks for watching.